kickstart, right? Good evening, everyone.
This is Study Now, an international student recruitment consultancy headquartered in London with a growing presence globally in countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Egypt, Turkey, and Qatar. A student-first organization built on a simple belief: opportunity should not be limited by borders. Over the past 5 years, we've helped thousands of students turn their study abroad dreams into reality. With about 3,500 successful enrollments and a 98% visa success rate, we're not just facilitating admissions, we're changing lives. We proudly partner with over 150 accredited universities worldwide. And in April 2025, we awarded 6 scholarships, including 3 full undergraduate tuition scholarships and 3 50% postgraduate tuition awards, because opportunity should be shared. With partners across key markets, our reach spans the world. From one idea, we built a worldwide recruitment network, combining digital scale with local insight to serve real student needs. Honored with York St. John Global Excellence and Global Brand Elevation Awards, University of Hertfordshire Recognition Award, and University of Sunderland Agent Award. We've guided thousands into trusted universities worldwide through course and university matching, visa support, and enrollment. We empower students, partner institutions, and communities touched by global graduates. If you're ready to build the life you've dreamed of through impactful education, take the bold step today. Don't study later, study now.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Festus, and of course, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know if there's anybody else on this.
Oh, okay, no problem. I just want to be sure because it's looking like it's freezing here. No problem. So let's just continue.
Frozen.
It's frozen, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't know what that means. Okay, you're good. Okay, thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Once again, we are live on All Study Now social. Please join us this evening as we put together information from Buckinghamshire New University. And of course, I know most of you have been looking forward to this event, and it's here live now. Note that we're going to be taking questions from the comment section. So if you have any question at all, please do well to drop it at the comment section, and I will be taking it up with the rep we are having this evening. You have your question about wanting to study, the course, the intake, anything at all, just ensure that you drop your comments. And of course, we are going to take them at the comment section to answer your questions. Let me introduce our guest this evening, as I said, from representing Buckinghamshire New. Of course, I have Damilola Johnson-Balogun to the program. I want to welcome you this evening. Good evening, Dami. How are you doing?
Hi, Festus. I'm very well. Compliment of the season to you.
I wish you the same. How is are you in Nigeria?
Currently, yes.
Currently in Nigeria. Okay. Welcome to the session. Of course, our viewers, our listeners, they are here to listen to you, the information you have for us this evening. So I will just give you the platform to get to it as soon as you can. So you have the floor now. Let's hear about what Buckinghamshire New have for us with the name New.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Like Festus has said, my name is Damilola Johnson-Balogun. I'm the International Country Manager for Buckinghamshire New University. I'm happy to be here with you and compliment to the season, to everybody as well. I hope you're having a good day. We're all waiting to wrap up the year. I know I am. So thank you for having me as well. And I hope this session can be productive for people, and as much questions as possible I would like to take. Okay. So Buckinghamshire New University, where in the UK, if you're looking to come and study in the UK and you want to study close to London but not pay London fees, Then Buckinghamshire New University is your one-stop university. We're 30 minutes away from London, central London, but also 30 minutes away from Heathrow. What that means is if you come in from Heathrow Airport, like most people usually do once they arrive the UK, so you can either come in from Heathrow or come in from Gatwick, any of the airport, Birmingham, anywhere. It's all around 1 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most to the university. And the good thing about the university as well is there's a train station that is just about 5-10 minutes walk away, which is very, very convenient for students. So you can commute in and out of the university conveniently. Also, as a student of Buckinghamshire New University, you're entitled to discount on everything. So once you register, you enroll, you're entitled to student. There's a card that they would let you know how you need to get it, and then you're entitled to discount on everything. You want to go to the shops, go to buy food, whatever it is. As a student of the UK, you're entitled to discount on almost every single thing. Like I said, we're very close to London. We're about 30 minutes away from central London, which makes it very accessible for students that have family either in London or outside London or close to London. So going in and out will be very convenient for them as well. Also coming in from Nigeria for students that have not traveled before, all you just need to do is get on the train, which is about another 5 minutes. So once you get in the UK, you've gotten your luggages, there's sign everywhere. So the good thing again about the UK is you can find your way. The Google map is your friend. Use it everywhere you go so you don't get missing. And there are maps, there are directions for every single thing that you need to do. And then you can find your way to the terminal where the train station is. And then the train moves like every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes, depending on where you're going. You purchase a train ticket and then you get on the train, and then it takes you straight to the university. You can also commute by bus. There are also things that we call coach, which is like a direct, all those luxurious buses. That's what the coach is in the UK. So if you purchase a coach ticket, it takes you directly to the university as well. It should be about an hour as well on the coach, and then you can get to the university. But also on 4 different campuses. Our main campus is called the 𝐼 campus, which is 30 minutes away from London. There's a 𝐬𝐴𝐳𝐵 campus. We have the Pinewood Studios. Pinewood Studios is the campus where students that come and study media take all their courses. So imagine students going and do photography, media, and communication, and courses like that. They get to study at Pinewood Studios. And the good thing about Pinewood Studios is it's a actual studios where they actually shoot actual movies. Most of the Netflix movies that you see on currently now is being shot by Pinewood Studios. And guess what? Our students actually work on these movies as well. So if any student is coming to study media with us, they have access to that. And it can be in one of the production that is coming up maybe next year or in the next 2 years, you never know. So that's very exciting for students that want to come and study media with us. And then the last campus is the Uxbridge campus, which is inside London itself. So for students coming to do nursing, health and social sciences, they will be on that campus. Also, for nursing students, for health students, there is a hospital that is directly opposite the university as well. So, and like we all know, students that come and do nursing and the likes, it's easy for them to stay back and work. They get internship, they get to stay back and work as well. So that's, another good thing. So they don't need to commute anywhere that they're going to. Also, Buckinghamshire New University is strategically positioned in the heart of the city. Every single thing students need is around them. They want to go to the grocery store, it's around them. There's a local market that they can buy all their food stuff, toiletries, whatever it is. There's a post office close to the university as well. All of the banks are close to the university as well. And every single thing is about 5-10 minutes walking distance. All of our accommodation is also around us. So, like I said, your students that come have the easiest time on campus. All they just need to do is go to class, study, and then they have a ball. And our student support is very hands-on. From the minute students get on campus, there's somebody we need to usher them around. There's a food bank for students that are having issues accessing food or things like that. So there's a lot of information, there's a lot of help that the university renders to international students, especially because we know it's difficult for students to leave their home country and come to a foreign land without them knowing anybody. And, they might be lost or just finding it difficult to access one or two things. So the student hub, which is our student support, like your student union, they're there to help students. Every week, there's a free meal that is being dished out to the students every week. Sometimes it runs almost 3 times a week. So there are different things every time. There's a international group that they can join. There's an Africa community that they can join as well. So whatever the issue is, there's always somebody willing to help. Moving on from that, our tuition is also very affordable. I know every university says that, but I promise you, our tuition is very affordable at £15,500, which is our actual tuition. But after discounts, because we offer £3,000 discount to students for postgraduate students, which brings it down to 12,500 that students need to pay. That's your payable fees for the year. For students coming to do undergraduate, they get £1,500 every year for the next 3 years that they come and study with us. So it's guaranteed. They don't need to apply for anything. They don't need to send an email. Once an offer is issued, automatically the discount applies to the students. All we require is £1,000 deposit for them to secure their offer. They need to do a credibility interview as well. Once that is done, then they go ahead and pay 50% of their fees. Once they've done that, they can run a bank statement and then apply for CAS. During application stage, like every other school, we require all academic documents. We require them to write a CV, we require them to have a personal statement and explain why they really want to come and study at Buckinghamshire New University. Once all of that is done, they get issued an offer and then they can proceed with their admission. Again, another good thing I would like to mention is at Buckinghamshire New University, we are not just study. We encourage students to join as much clubs as possible. There's something called the Big Deal that we offer for the students. We have over 50 clubs on campus the students can join, from your soccer team to your basketball team, volleyball, badminton, whatever it is, there's a club for students to join. And I always encourage all of our students as well, don't just come to the UK and go to class and then go back home. Join one of these clubs as well, because it goes a really long way for students. You never know who you meet, and all of these things come into play eventually. For students that want to stay back and work, you're going to need networking, and that's what one of these clubs will do for them. They need networking. They need to be able to network. They need to be able to meet people from other regions, other demographics, and be able to interact as well. We also offer CV building classes, career building classes. We encourage students to go out of their comfort zone and then explore as well. For our School of Nursing, they get hands-on practical work. So we have a live department where it's set up like a real hospital. We have the hospital beds, we have everything set up like the actual hospital. So they're getting the same amount of practical work that they would at the hospital on campus as well. And also the all the life human life figurines that they can use. And then these figurines actually move, they can twitch, they can move their hands. So if they're supposed to have like an experiment, or they get real life scenarios that they actually work on, so they get the feel of they actually being in an hospital and working on a patient as well. We also have an engineering department, which is state-of-the-art equipment that they use. It's so interesting because half of the time, most students that study engineering with us finish and they get jobs within the next 3 to 6 months. And because most of the lecturers on that department as well are actual people in the industry, the university also offers an open day where industries leaders come on campus, speak to students, get their CVs, assist them in one or two things that they need. And at the end of the day, it goes a long way for them as well. Because, I mean, you never know who you might be speaking with at the open day. Let's say a company like Microsoft comes in and you get to sit down with them and then asking you questions. You can say, oh, I'm studying MS Engineering Management at the university. I'm finishing by fall. What kind of job role do you think I can apply for? And guess what? There might just be an opening at that point, and somebody might just get it, which is things that have actually happened with us as well. So we have loads of courses for students, international students, especially from your nursing to your computer science, to your business courses. You know, the list goes on and on. Festus, I don't know if you have any questions because I can go on and on. Trust me.
Yeah, I can see that you have given loads of information. Almost most of the things I'm penned down to ask. That most of the students have been asking me while I put on the video for this program. That I've actually put down to ask you. Most of them you've touched most of them actually, but of course I will still go ahead to ask one or two questions as the program goes on. So let's go into it. Yeah, I know you've mentioned about how many campus you have, the campuses and all of that. Then I would like you to just look about the intakes that you guys will be promoting, especially because I know some student will be looking at it. Oh, January is already here now. Is there like a February or a mid intake, or do we have to wait till September? So
I can't hear you anymore.
can you hear me now?
I can't hear you anymore. You're frozen. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, maybe network or something. Can you hear me now clearly? Can you
Can
hear
you
me
hear
now?
me?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
I was
Okay.
asking,
You
yeah,
can
I was
proceed.
asking about the mid intake. What are the programs that you think one should promote?
Okay, so we currently run 3 intakes in a year. That's your January intake, April intake, and September intake. Most schools usually either run January or April or September, but we run mid intake as well. So for students that couldn't meet up for January, they can come in mid year. We have courses for this current intake. We have BA in international business for undergraduates. There's health and social science. There's a BA in international hospitality management. Usually that course will not run mid intake, but we're giving opportunities for students that want to come and study, because we get a lot of inquiry for that course. So we've opened it up for this April intake. And then we have your MS in artificial intelligence. We have some computing courses. There's computer science, there's cyber security, there's data science. For students that have background with BS in computer science, they can come and do either data science, cyber security, or the artificial intelligence. For these courses as well, they will need some form of background. So they have to have BS in computer science to apply. For students that still want to get into the IT industry but don't have background, we have a course that is MSc Computer Science Conversion. That's the only course they can apply for students that don't have background. Because let's be honest, for you to come and do data science or artificial intelligence, you need to have studied computer science at BSc level. If not, you're going to struggle in class, and half of the project that they need to do, they probably will not be able to meet up. So we created a course specifically for students without background in computing to come and do that at master's level. And from the last cohort that's been, I can categorically tell you that they're making headwaves, and some of them have actually gone ahead. to get jobs in IT sectors as well. We also have engineering courses, which we have MS Engineering Management. There's your MSc Finance and Investment as well that students can come and do. So students that have done BSc in accounting can come and apply for that course. We also have an MSc Hospitality Leadership course that they can apply for. We're running MS International Business, MSc Supply Chain Management, and then we also have international MBA that students can come and do. So if they're looking to move into managerial roles, or they're looking to apply for something higher than what they've done before, they can apply for the international business management. And then for students that want to come and do nursing, we are not running nursing for this intake, but public health that they can apply for. That's paid public health. Personal statement why they want to come and study public health, and then we're trying to issue an offer for them as well.
Thank you so much, Dami. Yeah, so for I want to talk about the MPH, that's the public health. Someone is asking if we have to have a background, especially in health, before we can apply for this, or with experience, can you give public health?
So like I said, I don't know if you heard me, for MPH, they don't need background. They don't need to have studied it at BSc level. They don't need to have worked in any industry. They don't need to be nursing, nothing. They don't need any background. So for somebody that's done BSc in business management can come and apply for it. All that they need to do is have an updated CV. In their personal statement, they need to prove, and more like a justification personal statement, why they want to come and study the course, what has prompted them to say this is the path that they want to follow at master's level.
Okay. So someone is asking,
does that answer the question?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure that clears it. Yeah. So let me take a question from the comment section. Someone is asking, do you people offer MRES that allows dependent, and will they be eligible for postgraduate study visa? If yes, what is the cost for this particular course if you study management courses?
So I was waiting for when that question was going to come up, because out of all of the things that I've mentioned, the only thing everybody is interested in is MRES. Unfortunately, Buckinghamshire New University, we do not offer MRES. And I cannot say that we're going to do that in the near future. So it's something that we're not doing currently and might not be able to do as well.
That's fine. That clarifies it. Okay. As you can hear, no MRES at Buckinghamshire New, and we can't guarantee you if they will be opening for it in the nearest future. All right. Thank you for that, Dami. Another one is asking.
Guys.
Yeah, sorry about that. So another person is asking if what is the cash deposit for Nigerian students, especially, and the tuition installment?
Okay. So tuition is 15,000. I'm just going to break it down so that everybody understands. Our tuition is £15,500. For undergraduates, it's £15,150. Discount is automatic for every student. So at undergraduate level, they get 1.5, and they get that discount every year for the next 4 years or 3 years. So the reason why it's either 3 years or 4 years is we run our own foundation at the university. So if they're coming to do foundation, they get to study for 4 years. If they're coming for first year direct, they get to study for 3 years. BSc in the UK is usually 3 years. But if it's at foundation level, then it will be 4 years. Also, we're happy to accept students with WAEC for our BSc directly, depending on the background, depending on what they're applying for. So let's say a student wants to come and do BSc in adult nursing. They need to be 18 by the time they're enrolling. If they're 17, let's say they're coming in for September intake, because we won't run that course in April. Let's say they're coming to study in September intake, they need to be 18 by the time they're on campus. So even if they're going to be 18, let's say a month or 2 months after, they most likely will be rejected and moved to foundation. So they need to be 18, which is part of the requirement for BSc adult nursing. But for courses like health and social science, it doesn't matter if they're 17, we'll accept them, but they can't be less than 17 as well. Because I get a lot of inquiry for students that are 15, 16. It's a compliance issue. UKVI will also flag it because they're still very young at that age. So 17 is the minimum that we'll take on for undergraduates. And then for that cost, it will be £15,150. Like I said, they get automatic discounts of £1,500 every year for the next 3 years or for the next 4 years. We require a £1,000 initial deposit to be paid. Once they pay that, they need to do a credibility interview. Everybody does a credibility interview as well. And the nursing students also need to do an interview with the course leader before they can proceed. So once they pay that initial £1,000, they do their credibility interview. And then once that is done, we require 50% before CAS can be issued. And then for postgraduate students, tuition is also £15,500. They get an automatic £3,000 off, which brings it down to £12,500. They also need to do a credibility interview. We also require £1,000 initial deposit from them as well. And once they do that and they pass their interview, then they need to pay 50% as well. So payable fees before they enroll is £6,250.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
The other 50% can be split in 5 installments. And then
Thank
the
you
good thing
so
is we don't require anything on enrollment. Once they get on campus, they get to settle for the next 2 months, and then by the 3rd month, they can start to pay each installment.
All right. So is IELTS a compulsory requirement?
So this I'm very happy to let Nigerians know. We don't require IELTS on any of our courses. Nursing, social work, no IELTS is required. As long as they have minimum of C6 in either WAEC or NECO, we are happy to take them on. And there's no study gap as well. So even if they've done their WAEC 15 or 20 years ago, we're happy to accept them as well. So WAEC and NECO, we're good to take. We're good to go.
Okay, thank you, Dami. Just to take you a little back, someone wants you to go over the application process again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to make an application to Buckinghamshire New University, kindly go through Study Now, the best in the industry currently, and I can let you know that you have a seamless journey with them. So once they put in your application for, let's say, MSc Engineering Management, you need to provide your CV, your international passport, you need 2 references, you need your transcript, your certificates, your WAEC results, or your NECO results. As long as you have C6, minimum of C6 in it, we're happy to take that. Once application is done and they upload all the documents, Festus needs to let me know on one of the counselors, and then I can chase up the offer out. So within 3 to 5 working days, we should be able to get an offer out. As long as all the documents is complete and everything checks out, I can get an offer out less than 3 days as well. So once an offer is issued, they need to accept it on their portal. Once they accept it, then they need to pay an initial £1,000. That £1,000 needs to be paid before we can book them for the interview. So they usually get an invite. So it's precast that we do right now. We used to do credibility interview, which was face-to-face, but now we're moving to precast, which is on CAS Shield. So once they pay their initial £1,000, they get the invite for the precast interview. They pick a date, so they can actually go into their CAS Shield and pick a date that is preferable for them. So they won't say somebody sends them an email and they were not aware of. So they need to pick a date that they know that will be convenient for them to do a date and time. Once they do that and they pass, then they will get an unconditional offer. Once they have an unconditional offer, it needs to be filled, signed, and uploaded back on CAS Shield. Once they do that, then they can go ahead, run their bank statements, and pay 50% of their fees. Once all of that checks out, they have their complete 28 days bank statements, they've paid 50% of their fees, then they can request for CAS. And also, I'm happy to let you know that with their statement of results, we can issue CAS. So for students that graduate either this year, last year, or about 2 years ago, because we also understand that Nigerian universities will not issue degree certificates immediately. Some universities will say they don't issue certificates till about maybe 5 years later. Once they have a statement of results, we're happy to issue CAS with that. But they will need to get a letter from the university as well, stating that they graduated at so and so time. The degree won't be out, so whenever date it is, all of that needs to be stated on the letter-headed paper with the statement of results, and then we're happy to issue CAS to them.
Thank you so much for that. I guess you understand the process now. Just contact Study Now and we'll be able to make application for yourself. And Dami is here to support you and give you offer as soon as possible. Now, someone is asking, you talk about paying £1,000 to get a credibility interview booked. What if it didn't go well? Is there a second chance? And if they are raised and at the end of the day, the person didn't pass again, is the £1,000 refundable?
Okay, first things first. Precast interview is a recorded interview. So they click on record, they read the questions on screen and the answer and it goes. It's about 30 minutes thereabout for the interview. Also, I usually say to students like your practical questions that you should know. Why do you want to come and study at the university? Why do you want to come and study in the UK? What course are you coming to study? If you want to come and study in the UK, there are certain things that you need to do. You need to research the university. You need to know what course you're coming to study. You need to be able to speak about the models or the courses that you're coming to study. All of these things are on the website, which is easy for students. They just need to read and then prepare. We also would ask questions around accommodation. What accommodation have you researched? We have accommodation, 4 different types of accommodation for students to come and pick from. And another good thing, Festus, is we don't even require a deposit for them to get allocated a slot. So once they have an offer with us, they will automatically get an email from accommodation to say, are you interested? Go through the list and then pick one of the accommodations that you want. And guess what? Every first-year student is guaranteed accommodation.
Wow. Yes.
Every first-year student is guaranteed accommodation because we will prioritize them over everybody else. They're coming to study an undergraduate course. Most of them are traveling for the first time. We don't want them to feel lost. We don't want them to, wander around. So we're going to secure an accommodation for them. Like I said, we don't require a deposit for them to get a slot. Once they fill the form and, they access the email and they can get allocated a slot. And then once they get to uni, they can go and see the room. If they're not fine with it, they can change the one to whichever one that they want, as long as there's still availability. And we're happy to do that. And once they do that, they're fine. Back to the interview questions. We want to know that they've researched about accommodation. We want to know that they know the course that they're coming to study. We also want to know that how are they funding their studies? How much do you need in the bank account? How much have you paid to the university? These are also the same line of questions 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐼 would ask. 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐼 is having a lot of students now, and I don't know if you've noticed, all schools are moving towards precast interview now, or some form of credibility interview. So they actually need to prepare for these things. They also get 2 chances to do the precast interview. If at the end of the second one, they still don't make it, then the £1,000 is refunded fully to them. But at the end of the day, I don't see any reason why any student wants to do a precast interview and not move to the next stage.
Thank you so much. I would have said the same thing, of course. Why would you want to fail a precast interview? It's just about what are you coming to study in the UK? What's your objectives? What's your goal? Why choose the university? And so those are some of the things you've written in your personal statement anyway. We just want to be sure you are the one that wrote them and can defend it in case you are called by UKVI.
Exactly.
So an interview. Yeah. So for the £1,000, somebody's asking if it's part of the tuition fee. Of course it is.
Definitely.
Because Dami said after you pass the interview, then you will be required to pay the remaining to make it 50%. So let's say a tuition is about 12,000 550,
500.
you said,
500.
of 12,500. So you pay 1,000, then the remaining to make it 50% will be balanced after your unconditional offer. Thank you so much, Dami, for that. So let's take another question. Do you take HND directly for masters?
So for HND offer holders, for third class offer holders, and then Benin Republic, we would not accept from direct masters. But if they've done additional higher education, like your postgraduate diploma, we're happy to accept them in. For those other situations that is just third class and HND that they have, we would take them on for top up courses.
Okay, so it has to be top up for HND holders.
Yes, if they don't have postgraduate diploma as additional qualification.
Okay, that's fine. And is this available for all intakes?
For the top up or
The top
for
up,
the
yeah.
masters? So the top up will only
The
run
top
in
up.
September.
Is it?
Yes, top up
Okay,
only runs in
okay.
September.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so about the courses that is running in May, you said, or April?
April.
Okay, I can see one finance and investment.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a master degree program. Yeah, do you
Yeah.
need to have a background in finance to apply for that as well?
So usually finance, accounting related background.
Okay, so it's required such a background.
Yeah.
Before you can
Or
be
so let's say
okay.
somebody has been working in the bank or an investment company in the last 3 to 5 years, they can prove that they've been in that industry. So with that, we can, it's just so personal statements, like I usually tell students, is like an interview without you actually sitting in front of somebody. You're selling yourself in your personal statement, because whoever it is that picks up your application, they don't see you, you're not speaking to anybody. Once they read your personal statement, they can tell your CV also needs to carry all of these things. That's why we say they should have an updated CV when they're submitting an application as well. So these are the things that we use to judge the application before an offer is issued.
Okay. Are you saying now that your January application is over?
Yes, unfortunately, the university actually closes in 2 days. Whoever it is that is coming to study for January intake should have put in their visa by now. I'm hoping everybody has, from all the students I've spoken to, everybody has put in their visa. So it's as good as dusted and done with.
Okay, thank you for that. So for the May intake, what's the deadline like for application, and what's the timeline in terms of when students apply? At what time should they be expecting offer letter?
For the April intake, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, for the April intake.
Okay, so for April intake, application is up and running currently. Once, like I said earlier on, once an application is done, we would issue an offer. We'll try and issue an offer between 3 to 5 working days. But if you let me know the student details. So when I say student details, I mean their full names, the CRM number, and the application number. Once I have that details, I can check and see that all their documents are complete. And then I can speak to an admissions officer to say, can you look into this and issue an offer for me as soon as possible? And we can get an offer out within 2 to 3 days, sometimes the same day. But if an application is made today, we need to give it at least 24 hours for them to work on before they can issue an offer. So deadline for application will be end of February for the April intake. So whatever application it is from now to February ending, we'll still receive application. CAS deadline would also be 9th of March. And then, so that will be for them to request. There's a request deadline and there's a CAS issuance deadline. The final date for them to actually get their CAS out will be March 16th, because enrollment starts at the 4th of April.
Okay, so note all these dates down so you know that when you are making your applications or you've gotten your offer, you should accept and attend your interview on time to meet the deadline that is set before you, so you won't be deferred to September intake. It is now time for you to take advantage of this mid intake. I know some of you missed out on the January intake. Some school girls back and said there are no more classes and all of that. And Buckinghamshire New has come with an intake that allows you to still want to come to the UK to come and study mid intake. So take advantage, contact Study Now with your documents, and we'll be able to make applications for you as soon as possible and get you an offer so you can see come to the UK. Remember, you can come to the UK a month before your program. So meaning that those that will be that will be starting their program in April, they are able to resume by March of 2026, or so, which is already here. So if you say you are missing out on January, you still have the opportunity to come in March. It's just a difference of 2 months, of course. So you can start your process as soon as possible. Dami, just to touch on the nursing, yeah, I want to go back
Okay.
to that one just to clarify with the people that are listening. Tell me, is it a pre-registration one that does not require you to have a background in nursing before you can apply, or you have to be a registered nurse to apply for that?
So for us, nursing is very tedious. And I'm sure, like, most schools, nursing is always very competitive. Our MSc adult nursing and MSc mental health nurse at BSc level, they can apply, or something in health, they can apply. But for students that have like BSc in international business, finance, or those, we won't accept. Another thing is they also need to be able to prove 500 working hours before they would get accepted. There's also a course leader interview that they need to do as well, which is part of the requirements before an unconditional offer is issued. For the pre-reg, we're not running pre-reg. We don't have a pre-reg nursing program. And we
Oh,
also don't do top-up nursing or
okay.
registered nurses yet. By the time next year, I can promise you that it will be something that we're doing. But currently, no.
Okay. Thank you, Dami, for that answer. So someone is asking, is there a cap for the number of students for a particular course? For example, data science?
Usually we don't usually like to say we have small class size, which sounds like we're trying to restrict students. But there's a quota for every course. So let's say the university is willing to take 40 students on. That's why once an offer is issued, as soon as possible, encourage students to make the initial 1,000 payments immediately. Because if they get to the quota of what they can accept, everybody else will be automatically moved to the next intake. Not because we don't want to, but because that's the capacity of what we can handle. Do you understand? Because there's a limit to the amount of students that can be in a class as well.
Okay, I get that. So paying £1,000 as it giving you a slot already with the uni?
Yes. Yes. So that secures the admission with the university.
Oh,
Once that £1,000 is paid, they're as good as getting their CAS. Once they pass their credit pre-CAS interview and then meet their conditional offer.
nice. That's really nice. That's really good. So you were talking about the location of the university once again. Maybe you want to just do a recap to some of the people looking at wanting to study maybe close to London or inside London, and they are looking for options.
Yeah.
Maybe Buckinghamshire New is here to offer them that option. Please, can you just go over that again so that they will understand where your locations are?
So we're on 4 different campuses. Our main campus is called the 𝐿𝐻𝐲𝐬𝐿 campus, which is 30 minutes away from central London. For students that have family members either in London or close proximity. There's also a train station that can commute them back and forth, which is about 5-10 minutes walking distance as well. We have a campus on Hillsbury as well. That's about an hour away from London on train, because they need to get like 2 different connecting trains. There won't be a direct train to London from Hillsbury. There's also a campus called Pinewood Studios. That's when I said media students can come and take courses like media production, photography, cinematography, all those courses that fall under media. They will be
Mhm.
at Pinewood Studios. Pinewood Studios is also home to Netflix movies, where most of the movies are being shot. And students actually work on these actual movies, and then it goes a long way on their CV as well. And then the last campus is the Oxbridge campus, which is inside London. So for students that prefer London campus, they will be on that campus. And then
Oh,
all of these campuses, there's a free shuttle bus that takes them around, which is about 15 minutes apart.
wow. That's a good one. So if you are thinking of wanting to study in London, because most time when student comes around, they ask, okay, do we have London campus? Do we have London campus? Of course, Buckinghamshire, no, as you can hear, have a London campus that you can study in. And of course, if you want outside London as well, there are options for that. And it's the same tuition, right?
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
this question comes around. I think when you are studying in London, is higher. And I
So the
tell them, no,
difference
it's the
is,
same.
yeah, it's the same. Tuition fee is the same. But the
Yeah.
difference is, you know that if you're calculating living expenses
Living
for London,
expenses. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's slightly higher
Of
because
course.
outside London and inside London for living expense London is very
Okay.
expensive for whoever it is that has London set on their mind. Just know that
Right.
London is expensive. It's like Lagos to Ogun State. Things
Oh,
are
yeah.
ridiculously high compared to most people living outside Lagos. So it's like you're paying twice everything else in
Yeah.
London. That's the way it is in the UK as well. So yes, that's the only
Okay.
difference. It's just living expenses.
Yeah. So you've heard it all from Dami, the rep of Buckinghamshire New University. And of course, any information you would like to get in terms of making the application, you can reach out to us at any of our socials as Study Now, and we'll be ready to take on your applications to get you an offer and get you on board with Buckinghamshire New University. So in rounding off on this program, Dami, I just want you to do it like a recap of everything, just in a short while, like in terms of why should I choose Buckinghamshire? No, location, available courses, intakes as well, and maybe just touch on tuition and then maybe your hot courses that we should look at.
Okay. So Buckinghamshire New University, we're 30 minutes away from Heathrow Airport, 30 minutes away from central London by train. We run three different intakes in a year: January, April, and September. Our tuition is affordable at £15,500. Postgraduate student gets automatic £3,000 off, which brings tuition down to £12,500. Undergraduate student gets as high as £5,000 of the 3 years of the 4 years that they're coming to study with us. We have courses ranging from computer science to data science to artificial intelligence, engineering management, software engineering. The list goes on depending on what their preference is. Also,
Oh, I think we lost her there. Uh, we'll try to reconnect to see if we can bring her back. But in response to the person asking about the estimated proof of fund, it depends on where you are studying. If you are studying outside of London, your living expense that you are expected to show in your account plus your remaining balance is £10,539. That's your living expense outside London. And if you are studying inside London, you're expected to have about £13,761. Then if you now add the remaining part of your tuition, it will give you the estimated amount that you'll be expected to have in your account. I think at this point in time, because we're rounding off a call before she was out of, I think it's network or something. I would just want to appreciate everyone that have joined up for this particular live program with Buckinghamshire New University. You can always reach out to Study Now if you need any more information about applying and required documentation to get you on board for the May intake, especially that is running now, April, May intake, and of course, September 2026. Thank you once again for joining, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
What up, Lagos?
Abuja.
Abariako, Kenya, to precise.
The long-awaited day is here.
The Study Now experience has finally kick-started.
It's been an exciting day, the Study Now experience.
It was a most successful event. We had people, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, traveling from different parts of the city, even from neighboring states, all to be here.
So before we start any events, we actually have an initial briefing meeting just so we can understand, what kind of event it is we want to do and the kind of objective as well. So this allows us to come up with a marketing plan as well as an operational plan for the event.
We want to thank all our students for making it. It's been exciting, it's been informative. We've had the time to spend time with our students, explaining how and what it takes to study abroad.
I'm so glad I'm here today. I learned a lot from the speakers, things I felt I knew were actually wrong, and today I grabbed it in the right perspectives, and I've learned how to navigate my life as a postgraduate aspirant.
When it comes to event logistics, we're talking about the venue selection, catering, the vendors for the branding, the kind of equipment we're going to be using as well in terms of our marketing. We're talking about lights, we're talking about sound.
One day I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw the advert and I clicked on it. That was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. First of all, it was the one for Abuja, and I was heartbroken that I couldn't attend until one of the representatives from Study Now called me earlier last week and was like, I can attend the one in Lagos, and I was so excited. And I was like, I'm definitely going to attend today. And trust me when I say my coming here was not in vain.
So I came for this program with the expectations of learning more about studying in the UK, learning about tuition, scholarships, and even starting my applications on site. And all my expectations were met. I learned so much about YSJ. I learned about Bradford, the University of Bradford. I learned about Leeds Trinity, various other universities, and the welfare packages that they bring. And it was nothing short of amazing. I enjoyed this program.
I think one thing that I'm very keen on is guest experience, which is why, we have to take all these things serious. The venue setup as well is actually a very rigorous process because we're always there a day before, ensuring that everything is set up properly, the registration booth is okay, how the hall would be, what the flow would be as well. So we even have the roles and responsibilities of the day, so everyone knows exactly what to do, which is how we go about our planning. So in terms of the crowd, we had more hands that could assist with the registration booth. We even had to get like fair hands as well to assist us. I think another challenge was also the masterclass that we had. Everyone wanted to see Waka Waka Doctor, to speak to him, but we're able to, manage that well as well. In fact, I know there was a time where we just had to like swap the halls quickly so that we could get a larger crowd into Waka's masterclass.
It was actually very amazing to see how prepared students came for the event. Some came in with written down questions, others came in with their physical documents, some came with their soft copy documents, ready to proceed after getting information that they needed.
I won't say we had a lot of challenges, and if at all, we were able to overcome it as well, even in terms of catering. Sometimes when it's break time, it's a bit strenuous because, you have a long crowd, you're trying to serve, but we had more than enough people on ground to assist as well. So I think well done to the Study Now team for being able to, handle situations as they come.